You know, we've all heard the story, of course, of the sit-in movement that started right here in Greensboro, but I bet you didn't know the story of the Bennett Bells that played a huge role in all of this. Well, there's a new play at Triad Stage called The Bells of History, and it's coming out this weekend. It stars two people from North Carolina that are actors, and the play was written by someone from our state as well. I had a chance to catch up and talk to the actors about the whole experience. So Donald, this is pretty cool. I mean, not only will people locally be able to kind of relate to this, but this is a North Carolina production, right? Tell me about that.
Right. Mike Wiley, who was from North Carolina, spent a lot of his time here as a child. I don't know, for me, I get goosebumps because I don't get a chance to tell stories about where I come from a lot and have the playwright be someone who was from here and experience the things that I experienced growing up. So it just means a lot.
And basic plot for this, tell us about the play itself.
Okay, so it's actually from Alberta's point of view. Alberta, who is a Bennett student, and it really revolves around Alberta and three of her very best friends, and it's about the sit-ins and how the Bennett Bells were so instrumental in the sit-ins. And I never really got a chance to hear things like that when I was younger. You hear about A&T's involvement and with February 1st and the museum and everything, but we never really hear about the Bennett Bells. So it's a really interesting story, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to.
And you're from Greensboro?
From Greensboro, North Carolina.
Very good. Lots of local ties here.
Yeah.
So Jordan, you're also from North Carolina. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Durham, North Carolina originally.
And you went to A&T, right?
Yeah, I just graduated in 2022.
Oh, look at you already out in the working world. All right, let's talk about this play. So this is, this is a big play that means a lot to people locally, but what about you? What do you want people to take away from this?
I think it's so important to know about the role women played in the civil rights movement. We don't really hear about, like Don said earlier, we don't really hear about the Bennett Bells and the role that women played in that time frame. So it's really important to me to be able to represent these women whose stories do not get told very often. So it means so much to me. Like I'm honestly just baffled and just so excited.
You feel honored, it sounds like.
Yeah,
to do
I feel
this.
very honored.
This is very cool. Very cool. Well, this sounds great. We can't wait to see it. This is going to be fun. Now you know what you need to go see pretty soon here at Triad Stage. Pretty soon, as in now, basically. So this weekend is going to be the big deal. It was interesting to talk to them because, Donald, that actor, Donald Elise Watkins is his name, and he's from Greensboro. And the fact that he said, I get to be in my hometown, because he's done some big things. He's done did the Underground Railroad project, he was in that. And he says, I get to come home and tell a story that's about home that not many people know. And it's written by a North Carolinian as well.
That's what makes art so beautiful, because I feel like mediums like theater and music, they're supposed to educate and spread awareness. So I feel like whenever I see like a movie or a film about a topic I wasn't too familiar with, it pushes me to do more research beyond that, because I wasn't familiar with the Bennett Bells.
So, and one quick note here, it's fiction based on fact, right?
Okay.
So there are part of it that's true, and then they embellish it a little bit because they don't have all the information.
You got to tell the story about Manning, kind of fanboying on this guy.
Yeah, so you've seen Manning Franks as our movie critic here, but he's also a heck of a videographer and editor, and he works with me on these things all the time. He's the one that told me what Donald was in. So after we were did the interview, we finished, he goes, wait a minute, you were in Emergency? Wasn't that the Amazon Prime? He goes, yes. And the Underground Railroad? He goes, yes. And I left, and Manning was still there talking to him. I said, okay, I'm going back to the office now, and he was just starstruck. So
that's great.
That's
Hometown
really
proud.
awesome.
It was very good. I mean, I thought it was, to hear that there's so many local ties. Triad Stage is like a semi-pro. You can have a SAG card. You don't have to be from here. They pull in actors from all over. But to have that many local ties is pretty cool.